I just want to say about informative. So there were a lot of things I somewhere knew, but we didn't know the entire process or the terminologies or the just like it was all summarized very nicely so that it's very constructive. That's what Namdev said, and that's true. That's what I felt.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Lamis Ma'am says growth, and the sir says constructive. Sorry, Namdev sir says constructive. Arhan has mentioned as inclusive. Experiencing new skills of teaching, Bhavesh sir. Thank you, Bhavesh sir. Many of the terminologies and the processes that we have gone through in the last 10 weeks do directly apply to classrooms at this time as well. Energetic. Thank you. Okay, great. So many thank you for your words and the feelings that you have had over the last 8-10 weeks of experience. And that this is just one small glimpse of a weekly session where most of the ownership is actually taken by you in terms of learning, in terms of submitting your pre-work, post-work. We could do is just remind politely as best as we can. So that level of ownership also being taken by each one of you is really, really commendable, because in this kind of virtual setting of learning, or virtual setting of experiencing new concepts, I think taking ownership of the learning is the critical part, which is being promoted nationally through different platforms. You all may have heard about different kind of apps that are coming out for learning, different kind of initiatives that government is taking constantly in terms of courses, in terms of short courses on Diksha, Nishtha, all these platforms which are there, where they are just constantly uploading high quality learning content for teachers, teacher leaders to upskill themselves. But none of these content can be actually put to real use for our classroom unless the ownership which you all have shown in the last 10 weeks is there. So in terms of facilitator, all we could do is just facilitate the best information and the concept and keep reminding politely in the groups for that. But all of you have constantly kept on updating stuff, updating all the documents. So that's really, really amazing as well. So congratulations on those aspects. From my side, one of the light music and the pictures that run through at the start. Hope all of you would have seen some glimpse of the pictures. And we do miss the classroom space a lot. Like wish these things could have been done physically in the classroom possible as well. But in terms of all the uncertainties going, we all did manage to make it happen virtually as well. So thank you for those accommodations constantly every week too. So let's start. Today is the last day of the whole teacher mentor program of the last 10 weeks. The light agenda, extremely light agenda for today. I'm going to quickly share my screen. In fact, quite a celebrated agenda for today. So I'm going to start with some of my sharing of the last 10 weeks of journey and that I've seen. We have the kind of concepts that we have deepened into. It's a very short 5 minutes thing. Some of the pictures that I showed at the start is what has been something that I have been thrilled about, constantly witnessing things which we are learning virtually, how we are witnessing those things being applicable in the space, in the school during the observational weeks. So that's there. Then every school will have 10 minutes We'll witness individual schools' journey, the school team, how they have felt about it, and what do they think about their journey around it. So we're going to listen from each school team about that. And then we're closing with some updates about the other last logistics which are there. So it's a very short and sweet ones. In between, if there are any things that you feel sharing when other school team is sharing, or even when I'm sharing certain things from my side, um, please feel free to share those aspects. Feel free to unmute and share. Don't wait for your hand raise and share. That should be good. If you feel otherwise, the chat box is always there in case you prefer to put down anything in the chat box. So, quick recap of the last 10 weeks. We had a great time since 16th of December, constantly moving through and understanding this part of how the basics of mentoring happen, how the modes of mentoring, different modes of mentoring that we learn. We'll go through some of them quick right now as well. And then learning about the space of how does the space of discussion circle being designed and then implemented with our school team. How does the space for problem solving with the case story being designed and then simultaneously implementing on the ground. And then the last week where we learn about individual school teams journey about learning these two concepts of mentoring. Okay. So the four different types of mentoring that we learned at the start: one-on-one mentoring, where it's a very close call in terms of relationship, and when things are very personalized, things are just one-on-one, to be possible only one-on-one. That's when we use that kind of mentoring for that. Or when it's a promotional aspect of promoting someone within the school team to a different level and they need that kind of mentoring and coaching, so we use that kind of method. Discussion circle, we'll see in a minute, case-based discussions and peer learning circles as well. So these are the four. We basically dived into the two of discussion circle and case-based. Discussion circle being focused being on just two basic aspects of building on each other's experience and developing a deeper understanding about the topic, because some of our friends have in the school have already experienced certain things, so we get to know from and they share what they have learned. They may not have mastered it right away, but at least they can share how what they learned in the process, and in that process everyone can share their knowledge. Not to forget something which I witnessed very strongly in the KGK school also, uh, a big group of teachers, there is immense learning out there in that big group of teacher in your school. Before we approach any external mentor or external trainer for a new topic, new training and stuff, it's worth exploring what already exists in the school. This is something we advise all teacher leaders, all principals a lot. So before we actually seek understanding from outside people, okay, what can we do new in the school, it's very important to put it down that what has happened already in the school, whether do we do we really need to learn new things, or do we need to deepen what we have already learned. So that's the purpose where discussion circle, or sometimes even in form it's also called learning circles in certain learning organizations. So discussion circles or learning circles are very similar in concepts and application. Case-based discussions, where the focus largely is on brainstorming, learning a new concepts and its application, and there is a case story attached to it every time. Writing of a case story is extremely important. Case-based discussion generally happens in a small core team group, doesn't happen in a large group unless the topic is really very universal at a school level, right? Then you may want to have it for a diverse view. Otherwise, case-based discussion generally happens at a small level. If you are very confident of facilitating a case-based in a large group, then definitely go for it and see how it goes. It is meant for a problem-solving discussion largely, so that if any challenge, any hurdle or an obstacle being faced at a classroom level, in a small school staff group, or at a management level, any of those aspects where case-based discussion can really prove very useful on that. Yeah. So that's just a short recap of all the things that we could focus on in the last 10 weeks in it. Some sharing from my side about um, the the mentoring, all the both mentoring style of discussions and discussion circle and the case based discussion that we took this time. We used one single mode of facilitation style that we use for both, right? In both the concepts of mentoring, facilitation was very common, as you may have observed. And this is one common skill or transferable skill that you can take to any other training or any other space as well. Almost all participants who are part of this session, you all have actually facilitated certain parts of it. Some of you may have facilitated the objectives, some of you may have facilitated the norms of the sessions, some of you may have facilitated distribution of groups, some of you may have facilitated icebreakers, uh, distributing groups, calling out what happens in a group, designing thinking questions in a group, rotating and actually facilitating within that small group, closing the loop of the whole discussions, designing feedback forms, asking for feedback, and then reworking on those things. So these are some of the things that happen in every session design, which is part of the facilitation skill. Um, in this 10 week, which is a very short period, we all got some part of it to gather and learn around it. I hope the more you design these things, it starts coming out naturally. And that's the key part of the short practice that we had over the last 10 weeks, 2 to 3 times, that the more you keep having these in small groups or in small snippets inside the school, the facilitation will start becoming very natural to you rather than every time planning extremely in detail. At early stage, those planning may be needed, but our intention to have facilitation as a core part to understand the mentoring concept, that it becomes a transferable skill by the end of this 8 to 10 weeks and you start becoming confident, right? So, and I have witnessed that in across all the 3 schools that I have at least visited for the discussion circle. And last week I was there with the KGK group also on Saturday. This week also I have with 2 other schools, Shahpur and Canal School of Shama. So looking forward to it, witnessing those facilitation part as well. I will halt here to see if there is any first thought, questions coming in anyone's mind regarding or any sharing that you may have over the last 10 weeks.
Sir, I would like to share something.
Yes, please answer.
Sir, with discussion circles and case-based study, like we had certain sessions with our staff members, and one thing which really came out of it, that is that the teachers, the whole staff was saying that now I like they were just saying that uh, we don't know whether how nicely it's gonna come out, like what are the results of it, but we will surely, the management, the in charges, the teachers, through discussion circles and case based study, we will have a very better relationships, and with sharing we can have more solutions to everything, and the problem solving will be more nicely done, and this will of course improve our relationships also. So this was the comments by my teacher. So I felt like sharing it with you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Varun sir, for sharing that. Really appreciate that teachers felt comfortable with the kind of space that you all have designed. And that could be just one of the unintended outcome of these also, where teacher relationships improve, more solutions start emerging inside the school, and that just strengthens the bond that we have in the school.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Varun sir, for sharing that. Anyone else would like to share anything right from their experience or thoughts? Okay, let's move on then to the school level. Sorry, Drishti, were you about to say something? Okay, cool. So let's move to the school level. I'm excited to see and witness the journey of the last 10 weeks of all the 3 schools. Let's design the order. So Gulpari ma'am, would you like to go with the Shama Shahpur school first? Then we'll go with the KGK school and then with the Canal school.
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you so much. Really appreciate volunteering to be first. I will allocate screen rights to everyone, just in case you're from your phone or your laptop or something.
Adiba Baji, can you start?
Yes. Just give me few seconds. Sir, have you allowed to share the screen?
Yes, I have. Are you able to?
No, I'm not. Wait.
Okay, I am sorry.
No.
Yeah, just double check once. I try now once.
Yeah, now it's working.
Okay, easy. You do it.
Hello, sir, and hello, everyone. On the behalf of the Shama School, I would like to start giving the information of our journey, how we started our journey. As the first part of our journey was about the 4 modes of mentoring. We learned that what are the different types of mentorship. That is, the first is about the one-on-one mentoring, and what is one-on-one mentoring. That also we learned from it. That it is individually we can discuss the problem. The mentor can discuss it with the teacher, or the teacher can discuss it with the mentor. And the second is about the discussion circle that we enjoyed very much, and we had a practical of it, which enhanced our learning. And I would be thankful for to the Samait Shala group for giving such a nice platform for us to enhance our learning. And the third is the case-based discussion, which we are going to give the practical of it, but we have gained the knowledge of it very much, and we are able to differentiate between the discussion circle and the case-based discussion. What is that, and what we are going to achieve from it? This is a new thing, and the pure learning. What the teachers are learning and they are sharing with the other teachers is the most important thing. And we would like to hand over to Farad Baji to give us something more about the concrete learning.
Thank you, Shabina Mam. So, I would like to share our concrete learnings as our teachers had conducted group discussion in 2 groups. As you can see the photos on your screen. So, the first topic was switching from offline to online mode. And the second was the importance of creative learning, in which we have explored our learnings with our other school teachers also. They participated very well and enjoyed the session. And at the same time, they took some new learnings from our session. Now I want Sarah Baji to please continue.
Thank you, Farhad Baji. We learn how to plan and conduct sessions at the same time. The group discussion conducted by us increased our learning as well to include in the group discussion. And I want to like to add many in this I want to like to add in this session many teachers of our school as well as our principal and ASL has also supported us. Without their support, we would we would not be able to attend the session on time and send our pre-work and post-work on time. We, the Shama Madrasa School Shahpur branch, would like to thank Samait Shala team for conducting such interesting online mentorship session. Thank you so much.
Last but not the least, the most learning session was the breakout room, in which we met other teachers also, and we also came to know about their learning, and we were able to exchange our learning also. So the best part was the learning in the breakout room. Thank you, sir. You can select any other school for their showcase.
Thank you, Shabina Mam and the Shahpur team for um, sharing the journey that you had and the kind of learning that you have over the last 8 to 10 weeks with the. Is there any specific evidences from, and this is a question to the Shahpur team I have, is there any specific experience that you had while designing this among yourself? Because I know that you all have worked together internally a lot as well for the discussion circle, the planning things. Was the planning designing for this session, was it different in any way different or any kind of other experience that you would have had compared to the planning that you would have done in the past?
There was a different, the evidence was that every teachers were interested and they cooperated and they were trying to give the best, that they wanted to give what they have achieved and they wanted to show. So all we six together had planned and made the PPT. This was the evidence that we sat together and we spared certain time for giving our the knowledge or for sharing the things which we had learned.
Right. Great, great. Did the school management, the principal or the directors come and visit any of the learning spaces yet?
The last time they had come, but yesterday, so tomorrow we have called them. Might be
Okay.
they might be coming. Okay.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that as well. Looking forward to it, meeting you all tomorrow too. Great. So we can move on to the KGK group. If you're ready, you can take a couple of seconds to get things ready, everyone. Let me know if anyone is having any trouble sharing, just in case if you have planned to share the screen somewhere.
So welcome to our showcase by KGK school team. It's been a week of 10, it's been a 10 week of learning. And we started with knowing what mentoring was. And so the mentoring is basically the process of facilitation others' growth. And we came to know that, mentoring can be done by anyone to anyone. Arun, can you change the slide? We then went on to why mentoring is important and why are we all here. So mentoring helps us in learning continuously. It keeps our machine going on. It also helps in recognizing experienced teachers. It also helps in problem solving, and it also develops team spirit amongst teachers. After that, we went on to discussing what modes of mentoring was. So Varun sir will take forward.
Thank you, Drishti. Thank you, Drishti, for explaining us about mentoring. So generally, there are 4 different modes of mentoring. One is one-on-one mentoring. One is discussion circles. One is case-based discussions. And last is peer learning discussion. In one-on-one, it is basically from a person to person. In peer learning, an expert or a senior giving knowledge to the junior or the new teacher who is coming in the school. In discussion circle and case-based study, there is a very thin line difference between discussion circle and CBD. In discussion circle, everyone is having a knowledge about the agenda of the topic and they are sharing the knowledge. In case-based study, they are trying to solve a problem. They are trying to learn a new concept, and maybe they are just working on some case study. So now I will like to, Arun, can you just change the slide? Thank you. Who is next? After me?
Me. Yeah, good evening, everyone. It's Simran Dulani from KGK. I'm supposed to say about when to use the mentoring. The given four mentoring are one-on-one mentoring. When we are using one-on-one mentoring, that is whenever we need to promote the close support. Okay, individually, whenever we need the to promote the close support, and and it is very much useful when we need the specific support. When we move to the peer learning is the most important thing, which helps us to share the experience of the learning. Okay, it is been used with for the development of the team spirit. Then coming to the case based, it brainstorms a new challenge of the concept, and it is being used to develop the problems, or it helps us to solve the problems. So it improves the skill of solving the problems. Coming to the discussion circle, it is used to promote the team spirit also. That's it. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is Bhavesh, sir. Yes, in discussion circle, we have to facilitate the topic for the participants. यानी कि हम लोग को किसी को समझाना चाहिए कि पहले हम लोग कौन से पे डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं टॉपिक पे. In this, we have to build their own experience for the discussion. उनको हम लोग को experience देना चाहिए कि कैसे discussion करना चाहिए to develop a deeper understanding of the topic. हम लोग को उनको डेवलप करना चाहिए बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो टॉपिक के बारे में हो. और हम लोग क्यों करते हैं डिस्कशन सर्कल? तो एवरीवन सपोर्ट्स, क्योंकि सब एक दूसरे को सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं. एवरीवन लर्न्स, सब एक दूसरे को लर्निंग कराना चाहते हैं, यानी लर्न सीखते हैं दूसरों से भी. एवरीवन इंस्पायर, सब एक दूसरे से इंस्पायर होते हैं. देन एवरीवन चैलेंजेस, सबके हम लोग को चैलेंजेस के बारे में पता चलता है, जिससे हम लोग को आगे हेल्प मिल सकती है और उससे हम लोग को अलग अलग टाइप के एक्सपीरियंसेस मिलते हैं. ओके, दैट्स इट फॉर माय सेल्फ. नेक्स्ट.
So my turn is there. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Narendra, sir. And how to conduct a discussion circle. So first of all, we need the facilitators' names whenever we are going to do the discussion circle. On my behalf, I have to share how to conduct it. So facilitator name, school name, whether you are conducting offline, online, on which date, at what time, what is your topic, what is the teachers group, after that which teachers are going to participate, need of the teachers, right? What is the need? So our topic was there during that time, how to improve English language and all this thing. So into it, we are providing different thinking questions to the teachers. We are providing total 4 questions to the teachers to think about it. Then after the mode, so our mode is discussion circle, topics are there. And later on, we have the role of the teacher, time, how much time, which teacher will give how much time. So for example, what time for introduction in general. Then after me myself did introduction, then Lata ma'am did instructions in general, then Simran ma'am did lot of activity, that is icebreaker activity of clapping. उसमें कुशल सर ने उनका वीडियो भी बनाया और रखा भी था, बहुत ही बढ़िया करवाया था उन्होंने. Then after the thinking questions given to the participants, and once again at last we are giving we find out the queries, we find out the feedback, as well as the closing. And one thing during that time, Kushal sir pinpoint that whenever you are conducting any kind of mode of mentoring, first thing is that you have to clarify the agenda. So agenda should be clear at the initial stage. Then only you can conduct any of the activity in an easy and we can say comfortable way. So that is all on my behalf. Thank you. Now the next sir or teacher.
Yes. Hello everyone. I'm Pratik from KG English School. मेरा टर्न है और डिस्कशन सर्कल जो हमारे स्कूल में हुआ था. We had a discussion circle on the topic science base पे है basic understanding of chemical substance, acid, base and salt. In that session, there were some mind refreshing games, some agendas and some norms to follow. Agenda was to use household materials for experiment with no harm to the students. It was started with the instruction by Namdev sir. Then instructions by Lata ma'am. Sorry, my mistake. It was started with introduction by Namdev sir, then instructions by Lata ma'am. And my role in that session was to exhibit hook activity for science topic with some household materials like soap, salt, hand wash, liquid, lemon, etc. तो ये जो था उसमें मेरे एक एक्टिविटी का पार्ट था. दूसरा ये मेरा एक्टिविटी हो गया. उसके बाद हम लोगों ने फिर नामदेव सर ने आगे कंटिन्यू किया. उन्होंने पूरा एसिड बेस सोल्ट का पूरा टॉपिक समझाया. फिर वापस ग्रुप स्मॉल ग्रुप बनाए. स्मॉल ग्रुप्स दो भाग में डिवाइड करके दो स्मॉल जो ग्रुप्स थे उसमें डिस्कस करवाया. एंड फिर हमारे पास उसका जो रिजल्ट आया, वो रिजल्ट के बाद पता चला कि टीचर्स बोल रहे थे हमको कि अभी ये इतने सालों में हमको जो बाहर जाना पड़ता था सीखने के लिए या फिर कुछ हमारे में जो था वो आउटपुट निकालने के लिए, वो अभी इतना अच्छा हो गया कि आप लोग अभी स्कूल में आकर हमसे करवा रहे हैं. तो वो हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा था और ये हमारे स्कूल के टीचर्स ही हमको बोल रहे थे. तो दैट इज ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड. थैंक यू. एंड अगेन लता मैम इज नॉट देयर क्योंकि सम पर्सनल रीजन. तो उन्होंने मुझे एक मैसेज छोड़ा है. वो मैसेज मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Thank you so much for all that you have taught. I only hope I can return the favor sometime in the future. Thanks for being a good mentor and for guiding me on the right path. I will always be thankful to you, sir. Not only have you been a fantastic mentor to me, but you have taught me how to mentor other people. Regards, Lata Bhatia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pratik sir. This is Namdev sir, APG School. Good afternoon to everyone present here. I, Namdev sir, here to share my experiences about case-based discussion which we had during this session of training. Before starting, I really want to say this, that I had a great productive learning period of last 10 weeks. It's a 100% fact that I had learned a lot through this teacher mentoring program. Kushal sir, Steffi ma'am, really I want to say that through this program, we had get the immense knowledge and the necessary improvement which we need within us. Okay, through this training program, which were missing earlier. For me, it's a great training I had. Now, owing to CBS, that is case-based discussion. In short, case-based discussion means the focused problem-solving discussion. The important of it is that it helps us to deepen an understanding among us, whichever the participant participating in it. It also helps us to dialogue that problem-solving skill among us. And the most important part, which I like the most about it, it create that alignment of the thinking process among the participant, which is very needed to get to the solution of the problem which we are discussing, and which can never be possible unless we are aligned in the same direction. Because at the end of the solution which we are making out from this discussion, if each one of us want to be agree with that solution, it is very necessary for all of us to be aligned in the same direction, the same thinking process, which I learned through this. Okay, then one more, we had the same case-based discussion in our school also, and the topic was teacher-student relationship. The details about this will be provided by Arhan later on. The one more important aspect which I want to highlight here is PQRST. As every one of you quite aware of this, where P stands for problem, Q stands for codes, R stands for relevance, S stands for story, T for topic. For me, this PQRST is the most important tool for conducting an effective CBS. For me, it's a Brahmast. I'm not sure many of you agree with me or not. For me, it's a Brahmast. If I want to conduct an effective CBS, PQRS is the most important tool we had with us to carry out this. Why is it so? Let me explain to you. This code part which is there in the PQRST, the code where whatever, whichever or whoever the relevance are there, which when they made a code related to that particular problem, as a facilitator, I come to know what is the thinking process, what kind of thought process is going on in the mind of those relevance about that problem. Because as Kushal sir has suggested us, the case-based discussion can only be effective if all the relevance which are there are thinking in the same direction, because there are very much possibility of thinking the either way, in different way. But if you want to come to a particular solution where each one of agree, then we need to think or align in the same direction and same thinking process for that particular problem. So that code part help us as a facilitator to get an idea about the thinking process which is going on in the mind of each of the relevance which are participating in the case-based discussion. Okay, so I think again this is the most important part, PQRST, for the carrying on the case-based discussion. Once again, here I would like to thank Kushal sir and Steffi ma'am for providing a great knowledge to us. Thank you. That's all from my side. Please move on ahead.
Okay. So we also did the same case-based discussion in our own school, where our case was the relationship of students and teachers. We discussed what were the problems, who were the participants, and who faced what issue. The teachers sometimes faced a different problem. The management needs to get involved or not. These were the things that we discussed in our own school. And we divided the case story that we had into the PQRST format, and then we discussed it amongst ourselves. Now, I would also like to read some of the highlights and learnings that most of us had. So Varun sir says, as a part of management, he learned how can he collect information and work on the agenda more efficiently. Then Drishti says that she learned different perspectives from fellow mentors, especially in breakout rooms, as someone else also mentioned before. Then Namdev sir says, importance of strategies for an effective group discussion is something that he learned. Then Narendra sir says, to overcome ourselves from orthodox trends of mentoring and setting new standards with help of different modes of mentoring. Simran ma'am says that she has learned how to solve problems or how to be more effective in school needs. Lata ma'am has said that how she learned how to solve the problems by using different modes. Pratik sir has learned case-based discussion deeply with the format of PQRST was very easy. He found it very easy. And I think that categorizing each problem and coming up with a solution collectively was something that I learned, which we didn't use before, which we didn't do before. And these are some of the highlights that we found. Varun sir thought that it was a perfect source to work with teachers, parents, and other segments of the school. Drishti says that it was an open and equal space where which was created to freely share our thoughts and ideas. Namdev sir says it was a perfect methods to get solutions to our problems, also helping one another to build or deepen knowledge collectively. Simran ma'am says that we'll be able to adopt the new methods or techniques more and more. That was her highlight. Then Lata ma'am says that learning and sharing the knowledge with the colleagues through discussion circle was a highlight, and also the sandwich approach. Narendra sir's highlight was to develop cooperation and coordination among the colleagues. Pratik sir says that now he is able to solve problems in a different way and with different categories. And I got to learn so much about how other teachers operate, their issues, and how much we have in common or we don't. That's something that I learned. And I'd also like to thank everyone for watching the showcase and participating in this amazing program with us. Thank you, Kushal sir also.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, KGK School, for such detailed preparation in this short period of time, getting all minds together and getting everyone's voices, including everyone's voices and experience in the presentation and sharing actually equally. So it was a great aspect as well. I would like to first open up the floor for anyone else to ask any questions. There are other school teams also. If you want to ask any questions from each other, even if KGK had questions to Shahpur School before, I would like to open up the floor to learn from each other first before I share some of my learnings as well regarding this. It's a space to ask questions also. So it's great to learn with questions and see how other people experienced it as well. I definitely have questions to ask, so I'll definitely ask at my end. Anyone from Shahpur School or Canal School have any questions for KGK School?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
So, they have done the case-based discussion session, right?
Yeah.
The thing which we are going to do on Saturday.
Yes.
So if we can get a video or any evidence through which we can learn how they have conducted the session, so it would be great.
Sure. So I think that's a great question. Because this thing happened, Lamis ma'am, because this case-based discussion with KGK happened in a physical space. So unfortunately, we don't have a video, but Narendra sir, who is here, he prepared the case story for sure. So may I request Narendra sir to share his experience of preparing the case story and give a brief about the case story. I think Narendra sir is also going to upload the case story on the Google Classroom. So you will get the sample case story for sure, but we might be able to hear live right now from Narendra sir about his experience of preparing the case.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, please.
Actually, I prepared it very fast because see, such kind of things come suddenly in my mind, because whenever I'm sitting, I'm teaching, and once I feel that now my mind is okay with this topic, and then suddenly I sit at 6:30 in the evening to write that case story, and at 6:45 I completed all the points, all the 2 pages of that case story. So I follow that PQRST format, sir. First, I'm pondering on this topic, the relationship between the teacher as well as the student. Then I send my mind to the atmosphere of the school. Then I'm going into the flashback, my 15 year of job. At the initial stage, what is the situation? At middle of my job, my journey, what is the situation? Then after, at present, what's the situation? So past and present, both combination should be done. And after that, I come to the conclusion. So what is the situation 10 years ago? What is the situation after 10 years? That all aspects, what is the role of management, what is the role of heads, supervisors, what is the role of student, teachers, that all thoughts hovering into my mind, moving into my mind. And then I come to the conclusion and makes the point one by one points are coming out from my mind, and I'll write on my page. And this way, pondering is necessary before you start. And what's your topic is there. On the basis of your topic, you can make the point. And someone has shared that page also over here. Yes. So, ma'am, Lamis ma'am, you can see this page. That is case-based discussion. Then after date, place, name of school we have written, topic we have written, right? And then different kind of problems. Then after the quotations. In the quotations, you can mention the name of the sirs, teachers, side of students, side of teachers. In general also, you can mention. After that, sir, relevant. कुशल सर says that in relevant आपको जो heads है उनके suggestions
सॉरी नरेंद्र सर, आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो गई है.
And then after in short as well as the suggestions, remedial suggestions के भाई ये जो आपका problems है, how can you ways to solve it, what are the need in that CBD situation. Even Kushal sir is also with us, our head Varun sir is also with us, Lata, Bhavesh sir, Namdev sir, we all together did a very healthy discussion, contrasting their positive aspect, negative aspect. Me बहुत सारा डिस्कशन हुआ नामदेव सर में और मेरे में. नामदेव सर ने बोला ऐसा क्यों, तो मैंने बोला ऐसा इसलिए, ऐसा क्यों नहीं. तो क्रॉसिंग, कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग डिस्कशन इज आल्सो गोइंग ऑन वेरी वेल. और इसके बाद लास्ट में मुझे बहुत ही बढ़िया लगा इसमें कि एटलीस्ट हम लोग एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म में एक साथ काम कर रहे हैं, सो दैट वी कैन से दैट कि एक साथ काम करने से एक मैच्योर आइडिया, टर्मिनो आइडियोलॉजी, मैच्योर आइडियोलॉजी बाहर आती है कि जब सभी नॉलेज एक साथ मिलते हैं, व्हेन ऑल माइंड्स आर सिटिंग, वी कैन ब्रिंग आउट अ रियल, वी कैन से ज्वेल, अ रियल डायमंड. जैसे नहीं उसको पॉलिश करते सभी साइड से डायमंड को. तो ये जो टॉपिक था, तो टॉपिक से क्या हुआ कि सभी आर्टिस्ट तो है, वी ऑल आर आर्टिस्ट, वी ऑल आर टीचर्स, वी ऑल आर परफॉर्मिंग अवर रोल. तो सबने अपना 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 अलग 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 थोड़ा 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 बूंद बूंद दिया, तो बूंद से बहुत ही बड़ा सरोवर भर गया. हाँ, और ये धीरे 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 एक समंदर का रूप लेगा, और उसमें से जैसे गोताखोर अंदर जाके एक मोती, एक पर्ल ब्रिंग आउट करते हैं ना, तो ऐसा पर्ल इस समेत शाला और कुशल सर और स्टेफी मैम की मदद से हमने एक बहुत ही बढ़िया जैम ब्रिंग आउट किया इस पूरे 10 वीक के ट्रेनिंग सेशन के बाद. तो वी केजी के स्कूल ने इस ट्रेनिंग के बाद बहुत ही बढ़िया रोल प्ले किया. सो coordination, cooperation, and we bring out the real gem for our KGK school, right? Yes, sir. So ये था केस बेस्ड डिस्कशन में हमने किया था. Yes, sir. हाँ. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Narendra sir, for explaining in such an articulate presentation way all the efforts that you have put behind the case story, and thank you for your words for us as well. Yeah, anyone else would like to? It's great, Lamis ma'am, you clarified these things. These are the spaces for that. If someone else has taken an initiative and is moving forward, we can definitely learn and build upon that, those practices as well. Okay, great. So if there are no questions coming forward, we can move to the next school, Shama Canal Juapura School. Let me know if you have any challenge accessing it or sharing, in terms of sharing, anyone.
Oh, yes, sir. Just give me 1 second. I am able to share the screen. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so hi everyone. We from Shama Madrasa School Canal, Lamis, Ammar and Asba Khan are going to present or showcase our experience regarding the teacher mentor program which we have attended recently, and as today is the last session of our program, so we are hoping that all our experiences we can share with you. And So before starting to share our experience, I would like to say one thing, that it's very much important to encourage ourselves to attend such kind of workshops, right? We all are have some or the other tasks personally and professionally too. So we are doing a lot of things, right? But then जब ऐसे workshops आते हैं और वो बहुत important भी होते हैं, still हमको sometimes ऐसा होता है कि attend करें ना करें, right? और क्या हम fulfill कर पाएंगे जो प्री वर्क पोस्ट वर्क फॉर एग्जाम्पल काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स आएगी, क्या हम अपना 100% दे पाएंगे उन वर्कशॉप्स में, या जितना बेनिफिट लेना है उतना ले पाएंगे कि नहीं. So all such kind of questions come in our mind, but then what pushes us to the program is that we should have such kind of people around us who encourage ourselves, right? By sharing the benefits of such kind of workshops, है ना? So for us, the person was our ASL, and also we both encouraged each other कि चलो आप हम दोनों साथ में करते हैं, भले ही हम स्टक हो जाएंगे लेकिन हम साथ में करेंगे तो हो जाएगा. इंडिविजुअल अगर हम करते, तो आई थिंक अगर मैं अकेली करना चाहती और असबा नहीं करती, तो मैं नहीं करती और वो भी नहीं करते मेरे बगैर. सो इट्स वेरी मच इम्पोर्टेंट कि एक साथ होता है तो चीजें जल्दी आसानी से हो जाती हैं और हमें एक दूसरे के साथ सीखते भी हैं. ओके, सो ये मुझे शेयर करना था. सो आवर जर्नी बिगेन ऑन 15 December with the orientation workshop, right? And Kushal sir has
Miss ma'am,
explained and shared
sorry.
with us yes sir,
Lamis
any
ma'am, may I request you to tilt the screen horizontally? It'll be visible as well.
horizontally. Okay, 1 minute, huh, sir?
फोन को हॉरिजॉन्टली होल्ड कर सकेंगे तो सबको अच्छे से दिख जाएगा स्क्रीन आपका.
1 minute, sir.
Sure, no worries. Rotate.
Now is it fine?
Yes, absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect it is.
Yes. So our journey began on 15 December when we attended the orientation program, and Kushal sir and Steffi ma'am have shared the benefits of the program, how will the 10 weeks look like, and they also have encouraged us in direct or indirect manner both. And then okay, then they have explained us that why the whys of the program, and what is a mentor program. As you can have a look on the screen, and you can read what is a mentoring program and what is a mentoring, right? And as why should we attend the mentoring program, and why is it for teacher mentoring, right? So as it is national mission of mentoring, and we individually we have shared that why do we want to become a teacher mentor, right? And there are some pointers to guide teachers, and for better supervision, to mentor students, and to learn and teach others, right, to become a better leader. So all these were our objectives, or what we can say, our on behalf of our side, it was what the why we want to attend the session, right? And then Mr. Apurv Shah have explained us the importance of mentoring, right? And then we have moved on with the modes of mentoring, and there are 3 modes of mentoring: discussion circle, case based discussion, and peer learning session. So these 3 modes. And then what is a discussion circle? A discussions facilitated on a topic for the participants, so to build on their experiences and to develop a deeper understanding about the topic. And for the deeper understanding of what a discussion circle looks like, the Samait Shala team have given us have provided us with the opportunity to practice the same in the breakout room. So that's the great thing which I liked about Samait Shala the most, कि वो जो भी सिखाते हैं वो हमको उसी वर्कशॉप में, उसी सेशन में प्रैक्टिस करने का टाइम देते हैं. तो हमको क्या हो जाता है, एक तो हमने सीखा है, फिर एक और मर्तबा वो चीज क्या पॉलिश होती रहती है. और ज्यादा हमारे अंदर डेवलपमेंट और ग्रोथ का जो बार है वो इंक्रीज होता जाता है। और उन्होंने हमको ये कुछ असाइन रोल करने को कहा और थिंकिंग क्वेश्चंस कुछ डेवलप करने को कहा। और वो हमने अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बहुत अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस किया हमारे डिस्कशन सर्कल में। एंड देन वी हैव कंडक्टेड अ डिस्कशन सर्कल सेशन इन आवर school individually, and I would like to share the plan with you, our plan which I and Azba Baji have made. Just give me one second, okay? Yes. So this was our plan which we have made for conducting the discussion circle in our school, right? So, and I would also like to share about the planning. The format have helped us a lot. So for that, I would like to thank Steffi ma'am and Kushal sir. And हमको इससे ये भी पता चला कि कंस्ट्रक्ट किस तरह करना है प्लान। ओके, हम ऐसा सेशन कंडक्ट करते थे, राइट, बट इतना कंस्ट्रक्टिव प्लानिंग नहीं हो पाता था। वो प्लानिंग होता था, बट इस तरह इस टेम्पलेट में करने से क्या होता है कि हमको तुरंत तुरंत चीजें ऐसे टिक 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 हम कर सकते हैं कि हाँ भाई हमने ये कंप्लीट कर लिया, ये कंप्लीट कर लिया। ओके, एंड देन जो मेन प्रॉब्लम है हम उसको देख कर डिस्कशन कर सकते हैं, एक दूसरे से सीख सकते हैं। ओके, सो वी स्टार्टेड विद द एक्टिविटी आइस ब्रेकर, एंड वी हैव फॉलोड द प्रोसेस which Samait Shala has followed throughout the 10-day workshop, right? The process like आइस ब्रेकर करना है, एंड देन नॉर्म्स शेयर करनी है, ऑब्जेक्टिव बताना है, देन एजेंडा, देन द एग्जैक्ट टॉपिक जो एक्सप्लेन करना है। सो वी हैव फॉलोड द सेम प्रोसेस, ओके, एंड इट वाज वेरी मच इफेक्टिव। हमने उम्मीद नहीं की थी बिकॉज वी वर जस्ट हैविंग 4 पार्टिसिपेंट्स। सो हम ऐसा सोच रहे थे कि पता नहीं पार्टिसिपेंट्स एंथुसियास्टिकली पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे या नहीं, बट देन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह इट वेंट वेरी वेल। एंड देन स्टेफी मैम ने जब हमको उसके ऊपर फीडबैक जो दिया था वाज वेरी मच इफेक्टिव, राइट? एंड हमने एक्चुअली ऐसा हुआ था कि हमने लास्ट मिनट प्रेपरेशन पूरा किया था और प्लानिंग पूरा किया था बिकॉज बहुत सारी चीजें चल रही थी स्कूल्स में एंड ऑल। स्टिल बहुत अच्छे से हो गया था डिस्कशन सर्कल, तो उसके लिए हमको बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा लगा। एंड द सेकंड थिंग इज जो मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगी कि पार्टिसिपेंट को उनका पार्टिसिपेंट इंक्रीज करने के लिए हमने एक चीज किया था कि हमने ऐसे रखा था कि जो भी ऐसा टीम बना दिया था कि जो भी टीम विनर होगी तो हम उसको कुछ रिवॉर्ड देंगे। तो उस वजह से भी वो क्या बहुत अच्छे से एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेशन हो रहा था और हमने उनको मतलब रिवॉर्ड भी दिया, तो वो लोग बहुत खुश हो गए। एंड नाउ दे आर वेरी मच enthusiastic to attend our next session which is going to be on next on this Saturday inshallah. So this was it, and now I would like Asba Baji to discuss about the case-based discussion. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Myself, Azba. So yeah, Lamis Baji has covered all the topics which we will learn these 9 to 10 weeks. So this is a case-based discussion. What we will learn in this case-based discussion is brainstorming discussion, learning new concepts, applying learning, case story related to the concept, right? So yeah, next slide, Lamis Baji. Yeah. So last but not the least, what we love about the workshop, the process of this program, uh, opening, how they share how they share their norms, how far we reached. The ma'am share us how far we reached and how she shared the objectives of the session, share agendas, recap the session, what we learned in the previous session, and how to explain the pre-work and feedback form. All these things are very awesome. Uh, provides enough information on the particular topic through audio visual as well, and ensuring how much the participant have understood the pre-work, right? See, ask each and everyone ना कि हमें pre-work समझ में आया है नहीं, even if we can't understand, again and again we've asked to her as well, and providing the participant an opportunity to practice whatever they have learned during the session, breakout rooms, main room as well, and asking and resolving queries, ensuring the learning post work, and practice conducting session by the participant and observation and feedback. So ये सारी चीजें वर्कशॉप में बहुत ही अच्छी रही कि किस तरह से हम लोग ने सेशन कंडक्ट किया था, ऑब्जर्वेशन हुआ, उसका फीडबैक दिया गया, और हम लोग किस तरह से पूरे सेशन में सीखते थे और फिर ब्रेकआउट रूम में जाकर हम उसे डिस्कस करते थे और कुछ हाईलाइट पॉइंट्स हम आके मेन रूम में डिस्कस करते थे। तो ये सारी चीजें हम लोग ने बहुत अच्छे से सीखी. So all these things were shared very well, and I would like to share one thing about the mentoring. So mentoring is develop a strong leadership skill which gain new perspective. It help us to develop our ability to move, motivate and encourage others. It help us to become a better leader as well. Yeah, that's it. Thanks Samait Shala team for conducting such a great mentoring program. Thank you, sir.
Yes, and just one point which I want to share. मेरे को ऐसा लगता है that this whole workshop was a full package. जिस तरह असबा बाजी ने लास्ट स्क्रीन जो शेयर किया था, लास्ट स्लाइड जो थी, तो उसमें सबसे बेस्ट चीज मुझे वो पूरा प्रोसेस लगा. जिस प्रोसेस से ये पूरा वर्कशॉप कंडक्ट किया जाता था ऑन अ वीकली बेसिस एंड इवन द फ्लो ऑफ ऑल द सेशंस के वो जो वीडियो सेंड करते थे एज अ प्री वर्क, ताकि डायरेक्ट कैसा होता है समटाइम्स, ये हमारे क्लासेस में भी होता है कि हम बच्चों को डायरेक्ट कोई टॉपिक एक्सप्लेन करते हैं तो उतना बेनिफिट नहीं होता है जब तक हम उनसे पहले कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन ना निकलवाएं, राइट. तो उसके लिए वो ऑडियो विजुअल्स भेजते थे एंड देन हमको उसके ऊपर भी प्री वर्क करना रहता था, जो भी तुम्हारे अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो वो चेक करने के लिए कि हमने वीडियो से कितना सीखा. देन उसको क्लास में पूछते थे सेशन के दौरान, देन पोस्ट वर्क करवाते थे और प्रैक्टिस के लिए हमको प्लेटफॉर्म देते थे, हमको अपॉर्चुनिटी देते थे. वो बहुत अच्छा था. बट स्टिल मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये जो वर्कशॉप था, जितना मैंने अपने अंदर सीखा है, इट्स जस्ट अ ड्रॉप आउट ऑफ अ सरोवर, राइट. अभी मुझे बहुत सारा प्रैक्टिस करना है, बहुत सारा स्किल सीखना है, और जितनी इंफॉर्मेशन लगी मिली है मुझे, वो मुझे एक ड्रॉप की तरह ही लगती है. तो मैं चाहूंगी कि और ज्यादा मतलब इंफॉर्मेशन में और ले सकूं और ज्यादा हमको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले प्रैक्टिस के लिए, ताकि हम अपनी ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट को डे बाय डे अपग्रेड कर सकें. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच समीत शाला टीम एंड ऑल द अदर पार्टिसिपेंट्स जिन्होंने हमको बहुत हेल्प किया ब्रेकआउट रूम्स में, एक दूसरे को एनकरेज किया पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए, और बहुत एंथुसियास्टिकली और कोऑपरेटिवली पार्टिसिपेट किया एक दूसरे के साथ. भले ही हम एक दूसरे को देखा नहीं है, जानते नहीं है, स्टिल बहुत अच्छे से पार्टिसिपेशन हुआ, तो वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. सो थैंक यू ऑल.
Okay, thank you, Lamis ma'am and Asba ma'am, for beautifully summing up your 10 weeks of experience and the learning specifically that you have had. And both of you representing the Shama Canal School have shared some very critical aspects of some principles of facilitation that at Samait Shala we hold very core and very truly. और इससे पहले भी केजी के स्कूल से एक जन ने शेयर किया था कि किस तरह से कॉन्स्टेंटली प्रैक्टिस वाली चीज रहती है, और ये हमने भी काफी आफ्टर फैसिलिटेटिंग एन नंबर ऑफ वर्कशॉप्स और एन नंबर ऑफ ट्रेनिंग सेशंस, चाहे फिजिकली या चाहे ऑनलाइन हो, वी हैव कॉन्स्टेंटली लर्न हाउ doing many number of training sessions as opposed to doing many number of topics. We do 1 or 2 or 3 topics and go deeper into that, because most of the trainings that we do, अगर आप उसकी knowledge piece की बात करेंगे तो आपको गूगल पे सारी knowledge piece मिलेगी. जो beauty every week committedly consistently साथ आने में है 19 members के, and अपने context में वो topic कैसा दिखेगा, हम उसका फर्स्ट स्टेप सेकंड स्टेप अपने स्कूल में कैसे लें, that is the core part of all our training. And that's why we always restrict to having a 20 to 25 minutes of knowledge piece in your 90-minute session, and 60 minutes at least a discussion space, brainstorming space, breakout room space, learning from each other. going deeper into the context, जो कि आपने हमारे सारे session design में ज़्यादातर देखा होगा. So I'm glad and I'm really thankful today to each one of you, and my high sense of gratitude to actually acknowledge that importance of coming together, learning from each other, in spite of all the network challenge, low bandwidth that we have, but consistently being there on this, and the kind of genuine, honest words you all are sharing in terms of your own experience. So that's something which is very, very encouraging for us to keep doing what we do and the way we do here with you all. So thank you so much, Canal School, for bringing that along. Anyone has any questions from Canal School members also, or anyone would like to share on what they shared? Okay, great then. So we'll definitely move forward towards the last part of it. So we have definitely witnessed a journey of all the three schools which are there. Unfortunately, one of the school has not been able to participate today due to some of the restrictions they have at their end. So I definitely will have the video of this, which I'll share with you all, and again upload it on the sheet where all the videos and others are uploaded as well. So you can definitely listen to each other's experience again whenever you feel and wish, right? Great. So one thing which I would definitely close up, we're going to watch a 2.5 minute short video to wrap up the whole 10 weeks of discussion, and to just sum up very strongly of how the next few steps after this week is over would be. But before that, just short updates and short sharings from my side. Whatever we have done in terms of discussion circle and CBD that we are doing, I would strongly encourage at least one discussion circle space every fortnight, if not every week. Every week could be very heavy. You all have had consistent in this time of uncertainty. आप सबने बहुत consistently ये space को dedicate किया है Wednesday के लिए. Next Wednesday से actually कोई space नहीं होगा directly Samait Shala की तरफ से. So whatever that time that you save during this space in a week, try to dedicate at least once every fortnight. Once in 15 days, try to dedicate a particular discussion circle space in the school to take the same practice, and at least once a month a case-based story. महीने में एक बार या 1.5 month में एक बार केस बेस्ड स्टोरी, केस बेस्ड डिस्कशन अगर आप करना चाहें तो उसको जरूर कीजिए. That will help you to actually deepen the practices. जब नए नए डिस्कशन सर्कल के टॉपिक्स आएंगे, जब नए नए तरह के challenges, obstacles पर brainstorming होगी, so the process that you all have learned will actually strengthen your understanding about it. हमने जो चीज सीखी है, हमने जो implement किया है, we have learned a small part of the theory, and we have tried to implement in our context. But the question here remains is, what is KGK's context of case-based story, right? KGK में क्या content है challenges और obstacle का, उसमें ये process कैसे fit होता है, rather than KGK इस तरह से करे, in process से करे. So that beautification will only happen when the school adopts it at a culture level. कि every 15 days में पूरा school साथ में आएगा. You can definitely choose your way. There have been teacher leaders practicing this from both the schools. चाहे आप लोग primary के लिए अलग discussion circle करना चाहे, middle school के लिए अलग करना चाहे, go deeper into the topics that you think. और ये जो आप next कुछ 1-2 महीने में इस चीज की छोटी practice करेंगे, so then at all the school level it will help you to define कि next academic year में अगर इसको school culture level पर ले जाना है, कि every 15 days में करना है या every month करना है, you can choose that bandwidth at your end. Don't have to go aggressive at all. You can go slow, but keeping it consistent. That's the key part of here. The offering from Samait Shala's side that I can definitely do is, we will be happy to, without any expectations or any enforcement from our side, we will be happy to hold once a month for the next 2 to 3 months till May, once a month space with individual school if you need it. It's a voluntary space. अगर आप कंडक्ट कर रहे हैं हर 15 दिन में डिस्कशन सर्कल, किसी तरह के कोई चैलेंजेस आ रहे हैं या कोई डिफिकल्टी आ रही है, you want to discuss certain aspects of the discussion circle या preparation level पर, we will be happy to open up that space on a voluntary basis once a month for each school. It will not be a collective space of the school. It will be a different space altogether. Once we learn how the process is going at your end, and if we all collectively feel the need, we can again come back for one online session, maybe 2 months down the line, to learn from each other from the contextual implementation जो हम सबने किया हो. But that's the offer that I would like to definitely love to offer from my side, the time and space for you all to keep that promise of consistency going forward. Regarding the certificates and everything, by end of next week, which is you will be the tracker and everything is live there with you. So we will go through it and we'll take out all the data. If there are relevant data that we can share as highlights, because the trackers are still closing from our side. So by end of next week, which is around 25th or 26th sometime, we will release the certificates for the course also on your email ID. And I'll update you in the group once the certificate is has been sent. Certificates are sent from our side as well. There was a question earlier in person by someone about the Google Classroom. All the documents on the Google Classroom will stay intact as it is. They will not be removed. All the formats will stay, all the presentations will stay, all the recordings will stay right there on the Google Classroom always. So feel free to use it at any point in your school. आप यूज कर रहे हैं, आप अपने स्कूल में कोई छोटी सी ट्रेनिंग कंडक्ट करना चाहते हैं उसके रिगार्डिंग, feel free to use any of these materials. None of these materials are copyrighted from that point. All are open source documents that we create. So feel free to use it whenever you need from Google Classroom. You should have them all right there. We are also trying to upload by end of next week when we close out the whole documentation process for this. We will also upload a small cycle, diagrammatic visualization of the discussion circle, a diagrammatic visualization of the case-based discussion, जिसको आप print out करके भी अपने staff room में रख सकते हैं उन चीजों को, ताकि कोई भी नए टीचर्स आते हैं तो उनको भी पता चलते जाए क्या चीज होती है. This is something which I recommended to KGK school also last week. जो भी चीज आप इस यहाँ से सीखे हैं, जो भी पिक्चर्स आपके पास हो या जो भी डॉक्यूमेंट्स आपका, try to print them out or print the pictures and put it down, put up there in your staff room. It's an investment जो school level पे हुई है. It's definitely an encouragement, a source of inspiration for other teachers. So those are just some of the updates and offerings that I had from my side. I'm going to wrap up by sharing a quick 2 minutes video, and we'll do a few minutes debrief on that and close out the space for today. By the time I pull up the video, if anyone has to share anything, please go ahead and share as well. All right, so I'm going to share the video now. We're going to see the video very poorly, and if you have any thoughts around the video, just note down in a pen, paper, or phone, whichever you think. It's only a 2.5 minute video. Have a look at the video and we'll quickly share your thoughts to close the session for today. I hope everyone is able to see my screen. If you can give thumbs up or unmute and share. Great, I got it. Thank you, Namdev sir. Yes. So quick thoughts of everyone on the video.
With help of each other.
Thank you.
Togetherness, team spirit, support.
Right.
Motivate.
Motivating each other. Okay.
सर दोनों के मेंटरिंग का तरीका डिफरेंट था. We can call it mentoring, right? So जो बड़ी गोट थी, मे बी गोट है वो, तो वो गोट जब छोटा बेबी नहीं कर रहा था तो वो उसको जिस तरह सिखा रही थी, इट वाज अ डिफरेंट. एंड जब वो छोटे ने बड़े को सिखाया, सो दैट वाज अ डिफरेंट. यानी दोनों का सिखाने का तरीका अलग था, राइट? जो बड़ी गोट थी उसने जब मेंटर किया तो वो भले ही नहीं कर रहा था, फिर भी वो उनके पास आके ऐसे मतलब एक्साइटेड हो रहा था कि कुछ उसका एप्रिसिएशन मिलेगा. भले ही उसने नहीं किया स्टिल, लेकिन वो उसका एप्रिसिएशन नहीं दे रही थी ना. ऑल्सो फोर्सफुली कर रहे थे. लेकिन जब वो जो बेबी गोट होता है वो मेंटरिंग करता है, तो वो बहुत डिफरेंट अलग अलग वेज खुद भी करके बताता है और खुद अप्लाई करता है. एंड देन उसको बोलता है कि देखो मैंने किया, अभी तुम भी करो, राइट? फिर भी अगर वो नहीं कर पाता तो वो और दूसरे तरीके ढूंढता है. वो ऐसे उसका जो एक्साइटमेंट लेवल है या एप्रिसिएशन कम नहीं करता है. अगर खुद ने कुछ अप्लाई किया है कोई तरीका और वो फिर भी वो अप्लाई नहीं कर सकता है, बड़ी गोट जो होती है वो अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते, ऐसे ही वो स्टॉप कर देता है कि नहीं तुम नहीं कर सकते, ऐसे करके वो वहां उसको छोड़ नहीं देता है. वो उसको फिर भी और दूसरे तरीके ढूंढने की कोशिश करता है. एंड देन वो दोनों सक्सीड कर लेते हैं.
Thank you, Lamis ma'am, for sharing that great insight. Very, very critical element of that insight as well.
When and where to use different methods?
When and where to use different methods. We all are skilled, we all have the knowledge, but how do we use that at that very right moment when actually it is needed from that? Thank you, Varun sir. Great. So yeah, two of my core learnings basically from the video were, one, it's a two-way process, right? It's not that a mentor can just mentor one mentee and the process is over. There is an opportunity for the mentor to learn from the mentee as well, right? And they both had taken initiative. The elder goat the kind of obstacles or the kind of abilities जो elder goat ने शायद develop की है over a period of time, तो वो सिखा सके हैं. But जैसे ही किसी तरह की new obstacle आया तो elder goat भी एक बार घबरा जाता है. That's where the energy of the mentees, the younger mentees, really help in the process, and hence it is a two-way process, and vice versa. The people who are new in the system, they keep learning from the wisdom of the people who have experienced such challenges and obstacles, and people who are at the elder side of the system, they learn and they leverage the energy of the new people coming in. So that's one of my take basically from the video, apart from everything that you all have mentioned, which is definitely stands true with that as well. So with this, thank you so much. Arhan has also shared being open to learn from someone with lesser experience. Thank you, Arhan. Very true and very holds true completely on that. So thank you for the amazing 10 weeks, everyone. If I could request one last time, everyone to put their videos on. We'll wait for 10 seconds for each and everyone to have videos on if possible. And we'll take a group picture before we sign off for the week. We'll wait for another 5 seconds for each and everyone if possible. If not, I completely understand and I respect that. Thank you. All right. On the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Great. Oh, Narendra sir dropped off. He's joining again. Curious. Okay. Great. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely rest of the week. I'm right here. You have the details and everything. We'll keep in touch regarding anything that you need at any point in time about the process. Right. And just
thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. There is just a short, not a feedback form, but a short assessment form with very few questions that we did on the very first day. I'm going to send it out in the group by tonight or tomorrow. Just feel free to fill that short assessment form. That will be very helpful. And we'll keep the group active to share things from the schools and all the learnings as well forward. Have a lovely rest of the week, everyone.
You too, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so
Same
much.
to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.